after-school club for esports. And this, mind you, was about 7, 8 years ago. And so from one day to the next, you know, we were planning, and then come Club Rush on campus, we had more than 85 students sign up on day one. Not really knowing what they were getting themselves into, but they just heard video games, and they thought, this is an opportunity. Now, the way we saw it on the back end was, you know, we were really big on trying to draw in the 4 C's. What are we doing for collaboration? How are we setting up the opportunity for students to communicate with one another, focusing on their critical thinking skills, while at the same time allowing to sort of, you know, allowing them to seek creativity in their minds. And what we saw and we noticed was a lot of these kids that signed up weren't your typical athletes. They weren't your typical students that were on an ASB or Renaissance. You know, these were the kids that were in the shadows. They did well, they did good stuff, but for the most part, had some challenges connecting to one another. So when we saw sort of the aftermath of how this club established itself and how the kids just got really involved and took it and ran with it, I had an aha moment and thought, man, has to be the norm in every school, to capture that demographic of kids that oftentimes just goes unnoticed. You know? And so for me, that was really kind of the calling was when we came to the county and we saw this opportunity. You know, one of the first things I asked, do we have an esports program? And Jay and I kind of talked about it, thought, you know what, I'm gonna write a grant, see if we can get some money to help subsidize some of the equipment we need for the Palm Springs Community School. And so a lot of the kids were involved and we did that, and here we are, you know, and looking at this as an opportunity for our children in alternative ed who've expressed an interest and willing to develop those skills through this means. So
even in the comprehensive high schools, we found that maybe 60% of the school or 60% of the students weren't involved in anything else.
No, bingo.
You know, they were just, you know, kind of just there.
Yes, sir.
And so they found a community, they found a tribe that they could that they can build a community with.
Yes.
And it's been just remarkable to see how students blossom socially with leadership. With just communication.
Absolutely.
Just by having something where we meet them where they are with their interests. That's definitely been our experience. Mr. McDonald, you were going to say something.
Well, I was just going to add what Mr. Farder was saying, the connections. And you guys mentioned that, the connections kids are having with each other. Kids have an opportunity. I'm not in the sports. I don't do this, I don't do that. But hey, I can play these games, and hey, I can build relationships with someone else, and then we can have conversations. Now I'm building. Now I'm part of something, and this is part of that inclusivity that we talked about. That sometimes we miss because you're reaching out, you're doing everything you can, but we got this right here. So I'm coming in here today. And, you know, I'm strong 20th century guy, right? You know, all I know is where's the Atari game at, right? I don't see Atari, right? I need the joystick, right?
I need Pitfall, right?
Yes, right? So I don't,
right?
So, but the one thing I did see is, first of all, kids are talking to each other about, yeah, man, I missed this, and yeah, I could have got that. And that's what they're about. So I'm just looking at the beginning. I'm looking at opportunity, and like you said, we have the gear, we have the supplies, we have the technology. So here comes opportunity, and man, whatever we're about to get in the next year, it's going to be something big. It's going to be massive, and it's just going to be. I'm just going to be happy to be part of it, to be seen, and whatever I can do to support my students, I'm with it.
Wonderful. So Jay, you've been with esports since we started here in like 2019, basically. And so what's been the impact for esports for you?
Oh man, just very exciting. You know, exciting to be here for it at the arena, seeing it from the beginning to where everything evolved. But for our students in all ed, and both principals touched on it, that opportunity. And for this population of kids, for them to have their own community where in the area of safety and security and school culture with safety, it really has even leveled that up. Because these kids that nobody would talk to, that didn't fit in, now they're the guy, they're the man. You know,
Or the
they
lady.
really don't come, or the lady.
Yes, sir.
And if they don't show up, and we got this esports, that's you know, they're looking for them as leaders, and I can just see that this population of students that enjoy esports, and just how it just again, it really just helped with the culture on our sites and that community, our school community also. So it's been very, very huge, and to see this arena, but to have our kids have the opportunity, and then for me to have the opportunity this morning to have the groups to talk to them about their experience thus far, things that I didn't even think that they would share, of what they got out of this. And the main thing was you guys cared enough to even have us have this experience, and to see that we can have a career, and we can, all of them, they just fed off of each other with all the different things that can come out of this. So I'm really excited, and I'm excited about other opportunities for our youth in Alt Ed, our students in Alt Ed, to really, really maximize this, because it is a RCOE thing.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, when we started esports, we really did have the Alt-Ed population in mind, because we knew that there was something we needed that didn't connect to the comprehensive high schools, that this would be an opportunity for them to connect. I mean, I don't often share this, but I was an Alt-Ed kid. I took night school classes, and I didn't connect in high school. And so I know, I kind of see that mentality, and it's not at all that the kids are not intelligent. It's not at all that they're just not connected. They're not motivated. They don't see the value of sometimes what happens in the classroom.
Correct.
But when they have the opportunity to come here and experience,
That's it.
you know,
Right.
something, and say, hey, you know, hopefully I can see myself doing this, you know, and that's really all you need is that spark to say,
Yes.
okay, this is something, I can see myself doing this.
Yes.
And giving them that vision, you know, is really, I think, was important to us when we put this program together. And you know, I always say we're not a gaming organization; we're a learning organization.
That's right.
And so we want to provide opportunities to learn through this. I mean, I look at it, you know, there's a lot of research on, you know, infinity spaces where kids actually feel like they belong, and then, or affinity spaces, excuse me.
Correct.
And then the idea of a boundary object. You know, esports is that thing that kind of sits in the middle for these kids, that connects them to you know, math and science and computer science and things like that. And so when they have that, you know, they can really find something they have a passion for, and we can connect them not only to the content areas but to one another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the beauty in it, you know, as you know, was articulated, you know, the connections that are being made, you know, that competitive advantage that students are now looking towards, you know, and the beauty of it is, and what I appreciated about your team is, it's just not about the kids that are playing the games. It's everybody else around that
There
to
you go.
support that as an
Yes,
opportunity.
there you go.
I heard one of your staff members talking to the children about, if you knew how to run the audio and the visual equipment and all this, you're making top dollar.
Yes.
You know, right out the market. And this is a niche market that most of our kids, while they see the video game in front of them, some of them have that aha moment and have capitalized on it, you know, using Twitch and all these other things and all these other tools, and seeing these social media influencers do it. And it's an opportunity, I think, that brings it, you know, there's a certain sense of relevancy to our student base, like you were talking about, Mr. Hickman. Growing up as a video game kid too, you know, trying to kind of fit in with all the crowds, you gotta speak that language.
Right.
And the beauty of it is we brought some children that historically that I've seen haven't really been able to talk to one another all that well. They lack some of the skills to do that. But when they came here and they're sitting next to somebody and they're competing, doing their thing, it's like something woke up in them. And that's the beauty. And it's that right there, that aha moment for me, it was like, we're on to something. We're on to something.
Yeah.
Right?
Again, this is the beginning.
This is only the
definitely
beginning.
This was put together real. I mean, this was organized. I mean, this took planning. I could
Yes.
see it, the layout, because you can put all the equipment, but you got a game plan today, and these kids walk right into it. And so moving forward, it's like now we have that connectivity with you. When you come to our campuses, we're like, okay, the kids are going to recognize you.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, what's next? What's going on? What do we do? And that's what we want. We really, because everything you just said about the social media, okay, now it's structured on
Bingo.
campus. Well, without your phone. Sorry.
Right. Using it as a tool.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not going to have your phone on campus. I'll tell everyone that right now. You're not going to have but you're not going to worry about your phone because, again, the things we can have these kids doing. I mean, I love this right here, the setup, the podcast, kids going back here at the games. And then you guys are having the coaching right here. So you're maintaining that human element of the conversation. I saw you, Jay, talking to the students. You're having a conversation about everything that's going on. It's just not. Yeah. So I like the stations. I like the way it's structured. So when we have it on our campuses 24/7, that's what we will do. We'll just make sure it's structured. And these kids are enjoying themselves at the same time. It's a learning aspect that you referred to. So, but thank you, man. This is awesome.
It's wonderful.
This is great.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. I said from the beginning, I have a team that's just as committed as I am to making sure that this not only flourishes but benefits for the kids, and it's a genuine learning experience. Yes. And without them, none of this would happen, because this is all the result of the team that we had that really kind of put esports on the map in the county, and Dr. Gomez and the leadership here at RCOE kind of recognized the draw that we were able to get from esports, and included as part of this facility. And I'm certainly grateful, and I think it's an important part of learning in the future.
Absolutely.
So,
I see this as, a potential, and I know most schools do this. I mean, I think in some districts, right, where now I see this opportunity of how we couple this with our career technical education program, how we can utilize some of the curriculum that's out there to provide access to our children, in addition to possibly even looking at how we can best our dashboard. Here's yet another opportunity for a student to be a completer, as a result of completing a pathway.
You got it right.
Right? And
absolutely.
so, I mean, there's so much upside.
Yes.
So when do we start?
Yeah.
For sure. We are working with, well, first of all, we have an esports project-based learning unit that we just completed that we're going to implement to get kids involved in esports, and hopefully now that they've had this experience, they'll want to include this to be part of one of their projects where they come in and maybe do a show. We want them to try to do it better and improve esports, scholastically and in this environment. I think we are adopting some curriculum from Play Versus that will have some gaming curriculum that kind of deals with a lot of the things that we're working with. So we're really trying to get this, working with our different our content areas and groups to make sure that this is something that's lasting.
Support that even more, we're going to have our own in-house Alt-Ed esport tournaments.
Okay.
And hopefully we'll be able to play our championships here. So all that is behind the scenes, just to keep that momentum from today and the momentum that we're going to be putting on the campuses going in a positive way.
That right there, again, I think that draws the schools closer.
Yes.
It brings us in. The camaraderie is going to build. Also want to highlight what you said about the PBL and the curriculum, how we can basically, again, build on this. Because, again, 4Cs, this is 21st century.
Yes, sir.
And like I always say this, for sure, another 10 years, man, look, I'm not going to be in this room. I don't think we're going to be in this room. There's going to be another generation that's going to have to keep pushing these kids forward, moving forward, and that's what this is about. That's why I said again, this is the beginning.
Right.
Yeah. This is like when our grandparents were looking at cars. When cars were invented, they're just looking at the cars like, look at that, right? And how do you fix that? Now we're sitting here looking at all this technology. I'm like, okay, who's coming in next? Who's coming in after this to keep this moving? So again, I just, with the curriculum and building these kids up, they're developing their vocabulary. We don't know what positions they're going to have for the next 10 years. That's why those 4Cs are important. That curriculum builds them up and gets them prepared for what they're going to experience. So, man.
It's transformational.
Transformational.
Mr. Hickman, I mean, it's about the learning, right? I mean, I see these kids, it's like,
transformation.
they don't even know they're learning, but they're learning.
They're learning.
They're applying these skills, and it's, for me at least, like your point, it's that how we could not only augment And I think in a lot of ways we've substituted, right, with technology. You know, we're going to replace your pen with a typewriter.
Right,
Well, did that
right.
really transform learning?
No.
Maybe not. But when we're talking about
Good
this
example.
enriched
I
experience,
like that.
and they're
Yeah.
fully engulfed in this,
Yes.
and there's an opportunity, and Mr. Hickman and I spoke about even some of the college opportunities with
Yes.
some of these esports scholarships.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about just, again, the sky's the limit. So I really look forward to working alongside this wonderful team of Mr. Hickman and his wonderful staff. I mean, you got a great staff, sir,
Yeah.
and how they can help support us, you know, make this a reality.
All right.
We are there. We're almost there.
We're definitely looking forward to it. Yeah, looking forward to
This is great.
seeing this flourish. And I appreciate you all coming out
Yes.
and really sharing, your students with us and your insights here. Even right now, I think it's a huge part of moving us forward.
Yes,
And
sir.
I think it.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
we're
Thank you.
really looking forward to serving our students, especially our students in RCOV, but even throughout the county.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
by you being here and saying this works, I think others will be able to see, hey, we can do this too.
That's right.
And take advantage of this opportunity. So
All right.
great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Thank you.
All right.
it. All right.